Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next episode of 911 Lone Star. The last episode that we watched was the pilot episode, the first episode ever, and it was a really good introduction to a whole new cast of characters and a new location and new dynamics, and it already feels very different to the original show, but with enough of the same sort of beats of the original show for it to feel familiar enough that I know what I'm kind of getting into, if that makes any sort of sense. Like the sort of core premise is the same as the ambulance people, the fire people, the 911 operators, all that, the police, and they all kind of work together to solve things and make things better for people. But because it's new characters and a new location and all that, it does feel very different at the same time, but similar enough that I feel comfortable enough with the new characters. Like normally when you start a new show, like I've watched quite a lot of new shows recently, sometimes it takes like a few episodes before you really get into it because you're trying to learn how the show is, the tone, the dynamics and all that kind of things. But with this show, because it is basically a spin-off of something we already know and love, it feels familiar enough that I already feel invested and I like it. Like I know sometimes as well people go into a spin-off and are very like, because it's a spin-off, it's new characters and they don't like that. But yeah, I'm here for it and I'm really excited to see where we go. So the premise of this show is we have, and I'm really bad with names, just to warn you straight off. The main character, played by Rob Lowe, he moved to Texas to help rebuild a firehouse that they lost most of the people in an accident. He moved with his son, who's gay, but took an overdose after finding out that the person he was going to get engaged to, or proposed to, was dating someone else. And then he put together a whole new ragtag team of people because the fire service wanted to increase their inclusivity and diversity because they were struggling themselves, so they brought in a straight white man to do it for them. But it got a really cool new group of people. We've got multiple different characters that I'm excited to find out more about. Some that I like more than others so far, but I don't really know them yet. It's only been one episode, so I'm excited to jump into it more. But also, I apologise in advance. The sun today is literally like that, going out and in and out, and because there's so many clouds in the sky, the sun keeps getting bright and dark and bright and dark. Again, like that. So I apologise if the light's going to be all over the place this episode. There's not much I can do in post to kind of challenge the sun, but I will do what I can. It's so annoying. I'm sure none of you care, but as always, I care about these things. It's really irritating to watch it back and just see the light change every few seconds, but this is the curse of living in the UK. So let's jump into the second episode. It's called YEE-HAW. I'm presuming that's maybe going to be about cowboys. Maybe it's going to be some sort of accident with a cowboy or a horse. But I'm excited to find out more about Liv Tyler's character as well, because she's got a sister that's missing / dead. The last person that saw her alive was this dude, so she's convinced it's him. So I'm presuming it's not going to be him. But I'm not fully up to date with what's going on with that character yet. And there's still bits that we haven't put together yet, so I'm excited to see if you find out more about that. I feel like I'm talking weird today. If I'm talking a bit more weird than normal, this is the first time I've recorded in a couple of weeks because of some health stuff. So I apologise if I'm off my game a little bit. Sometimes it takes me a couple of recordings to get back into the swing of it, but hey, here we are. Let's jump into the second episode. If you enjoy the video, guys, please let me know down below in the comments what the episode. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and please take a look at the Patreon link to watch the full reaction to this episode, as well as the next few ahead of YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching on Patreon, hi, thanks for subscribing. And let's jump into the episode. This is season 1, episode 2 of 911 Lone Star, and it's called YEE-HAW. Let's go.
What's up, baby? Little spring in your step there, Cap. You late or something?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just feeling a little more at home in hospital.
Obviously, he's got to deal with the cancer diagnosis as well, which his son doesn't know about yet.
Fish oil supplements I like, a core power yoga studio within walking distance. Places like New York with just a lot less trash.
Here you go, Cap.
I found a dermatologist that follows the same hair protocols as my guy in New York City.
Oh.
You have hair protocols? I'm putting in for a transfer.
He likes to take care of himself, that's for sure.
This is the only reason I haven't lost my hair.
Hey, I'm not trying to hate on anyone for taking advantage of science to level up.
So every 6 weeks, I get my scalp injected with a drug called finasteride.
Oh, God.
It promotes hair growth. I think it's a combination of treatment
That looks.
and
Oh,
trauma
that looks
really
painful.
makes your hair grow. It's been great for my prostate health.
I think you'd look good, bald.
Oh.
I like that shaved head look. Bruce Willis, The Rock, super masculine.
Look,
She's got a very
at a certain point,
soft
a guy
voice,
needs
hasn't
to
she?
have a signature look.
You have an irrational fear of losing your hair, Cap.
He does. But you know, if you can afford to take care of it and you want to,
Who says it's
I
irrational?
don't blame you, because I'm losing the hair back here, and I hate it. So, I get it.
Liza, you okay?
Yeah, just nerves and
Is she allergic to something?
itchy. Okay.
Oh God. No. Go, no. Whoa.
I'm on the edge of my seat here.
Right.
Are people not more concerned about the fact that she just took a fork too? Oh, no.
Liza, what are you doing? Liza, what are you doing? Liza!
Oh, shit. Grab her. Why did nobody stop her properly? I know the guy stopped when he did the fork thing. People were not more concerned. And then she was bashing her head against the window. Nobody stopped her.
One minute she was fine, the next she was like somebody from Bird Box.
Yeah, none of you bothered to get up to stop her, so I feel
JT, so you're
not much sympathy for these people.
any substances?
No.
If you can think of it. Oh my god.
Whoa. It's got to be something in the food then. Grab him, thank you. Maybe some sort of drug or something in the food that makes you suicidal. Oh no. Oh shit.
19th century hat makers really used to go insane because they handled small doses of mercury. Handle a large dose.
Mercury poisoning.
Bird box.
It's got to be the food, right?
Sandra Bullock.
So why are some people down, not others?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Whose juice is this? I'm on a cleanse. Why?
So it's the people that ate from the... So the thing is, the question now becomes, were they poisoned on purpose?
Skipped it. Big breakfast.
Mercury.
Oh, it's just sitting there in the middle of a sandwich. I guess the mercury doesn't have much of a taste. I would have thought it would do, but the fact that no one tasted it.
Ladder 126. Somebody ordered delivery?
You're arrested.
Heard you had the best cookies in town.
Yeah, that's right.
Other than the ones you laced with mercury?
Put your hands up! Right now! Put your hands up!
Remember, Tip.
So?
Years treat me like I'm invisible, like I'm a non-person.
So it's okay to kill people.
They'll remember me now.
Don't get me wrong, I work in the industry where I know tipping is important. But I don't kill people if they don't tip me.
It's called adaptive therapy, and rather than carpet bomb your cancer in your body, we use immunotherapy and limited chemo to slow its growth.
So you don't even try to cure it.
We contain it.
You learn to live with the enemy.
Something like that. We do it right.
Interesting.
You will die an old man with cancer rather than from cancer. Many,
Is that a real thing?
many years from now. You will keep your gorgeous locks, Captain.
Thank God. And I just found this amazing woman down here, Dr. Akopian.
Dr. Akopian specializes in finasteride, and it would interfere with our therapy.
I've been on this a decade. What would happen if I suddenly stopped taking it?
Well, it is possible that your scalp could go into follicular shock and you could lose your hair.
But this is my signature look. You gave me your word. You told me I was not going to lose my hair.
Better that than your life.
I mean, fair.
What if I ain't ready to process yet?
Baby, I'll be right here.
It's gotta be really tough to go through something like that. Watching your whole team get blown up.
Okay.
So I do feel for him. Now that he's being nice again.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, everybody in the room, so come on, let's ride to her. But I really don't wanna.
That's all I got for you, big boy.
Hold on. Judd, babe.
I'm good.
Poor Judd.
Judd.
The problem with doing this is obviously it's kind of off the book, right? So legally, where does she stand if something goes wrong? Good.
Gracias.
You can get him
Where
some
does she get the equipment from?
allergy meds to help with the congestion. The albuterol is for the
Is she
attacks.
stealing
It
drugs?
should last a few months. So if you need more, you can call me.
Your sister left.
Her car was still here.
Someone else picked her up. In a
Oh.
blue pickup truck. I
So
should have
she
said
wasn't.
something before.
He wasn't the last person to see her alive.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's the most anyone said to me in 3 years.
I was going to say, why has he not said anything in 3 years? Because if he's sorry about his sister, he obviously likes this person who's helped him. Why is it taking you 3 years to say, yeah, she didn't die in that house, she left?
Literally, a quarter of the vehicles on the road in Texas are pickup trucks. Honestly,
He's probably had this for years of her going over
probably be as well
and
as
over
to put him dead as a cop.
and over.
A witch. That's your advice for me.
Might be a Lucy season.
Really?
True story.
That's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
I hope he gets treatment
No, the
and doesn't
treatment
not do it because
they're
of his hair.
recommending would require some lifestyle changes.
But like not working? 'Cause I had an aunt who had chemo, and I'll be honest with you, it was rough. But now she's back teaching. She's riding on the weekends. It's like it never happened.
It's more
Yeah,
than
chemo
that.
is rough. My mum had chemo.
It's a hair thing.
It wasn't fun.
It's a hair thing.
He's had a lot on his plate. I don't want to tell him till he's ready.
Or till it's too late.
Till he's ready, till you're ready.
Thank you. This Judd knows what he's talking about.
See, I told you, they're putting the whole darn community at risk.
There's a couple little bit of smoke.
Septic?
Hell, septic never smelled so good. That's barbacoa.
What the hell is barbacoa?
Then,
It's a steak that you cook underground.
yeah, I was gonna say, is it a food thing?
That man is unstable.
I'm unstable? You're unstable.
Whoa, I think we have a
Please just
misunderstanding.
shoot her.
No, I don't misunderstand anything. She may look like a sweet old lady, but she's an evil racist.
Who you calling old?
Really? That's the part that upset you?
I am not a racist. My gardener is Spanish.
She called the cops last week on my daughter's 10th birthday.
They were waving around a bat.
At a piñata, you twisted vieja.
Yes, I called the police, and I'm gonna keep calling until somebody does
Oh, I
something.
hate people like
You know
her.
what?
I hate
You don't have to call the
people like
police
her.
anymore, because I'm making a citizen's arrest.
Harassing you.
Good.
Put your hands behind your back.
What? Me?
TK,
You're harassing these neighbours.
Maybe give her some mouth to mouth.
No, not her.
So maybe you're not having a heart attack?
I am. I definitely am. Can't you do it?
Not certified.
I want to punch her in the face repeatedly.
Sure, ma'am, but just so you know, I am a homosexual.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, no.
he can do it. I told you I am not a racist. You're not a homosexual, are you?
Oh, no, ma'am. But I am trans, though.
Arrest me.
Take me to jail.
I hate people like her. Oh. Excuse me, let me watch this. Carlos. Hello.
Wow, you're not even gonna catch your breath?
I got a shift.
They're both very attractive.
36 minutes to go. 8
Very
miles?
attractive.
Jeez, I thought I left the crazy traffic in Manhattan. Hey, why don't we go for round 2 and then I can drive you? I can flip on the light bar.
Give them a minute to recharge.
Here, sweet. And
So I've never been to like a fortune teller, palm reader, a witch, anything like that. I'd like to go just to see what they say, but I don't really believe it, so
You say you want to find your
don't
sister?
know.
Yes. But why? Because I love her more than life. I won district and track. She won state. I was certified as an EMT and she went to medical school. She thought she knew everything.
She was like
Told her
the,
that she should dump her loser
in
boyfriend
her
before he
eyes,
ruined her life.
the better sister.
It was the last time I spoke to her.
Now, what I'm about to tell you may sound silly, irrational, as you say.
What do I know her from?
If you wish to find Iris, you'll do exactly as I say. Understand?
Oh? This is a dream.
You gonna make the Proby shine that thing up too?
Or a nightmare in his case.
It looks that terrible. Wait a minute. You told me I'd look good bald.
Well, you've certainly gone out of your way to prove me wrong.
You're my knight in shining armor.
Grab my arm!
You know what? I'm good.
I had a night terror about losing my hair. There it is. Done. Let me have it.
Go on.
I have a medical issue that should be fine, but it prevents me from getting my hair treatments.
I told you I thought you'd look good bald.
That's what you said in the dream. I've never been scared of anything on the job as much as I am of this. I mean, I hate the fact that I'm so.
I get it though, some people like just love.
And it's totally irrational. I know.
It's hard to explain till you start losing your hair and what it feels like.
I went to see a curandera.
You're joking.
You have no idea what that is, do you?
That's
It's sort of like a cross between a witch and a therapist, I guess.
Look, maybe if you've been looking for your sister this long, changing it up is the most rational thing you can do.
Give it a go. We've got to lose. I don't believe that stuff, and I'd still try it.
Still all sounds pretty insane to me.
Move, move, move!
I feel for the guy. Oh god. Boom. There you go. I was waiting for that to happen at some point because it's 911 and they have to go over the top. Now that these two are like really good friends now, after their relationship in the first episode, this is nice.
You got to hold on to what matters in life.
That's not your
It don't
hair.
matter if you lose your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do to stay alive. And if it comes to it, it's Texas. Now we know you look good in the cowboy hat.
Oh, here we go again.
Like that, huh? You like it a little? Oh.
Ruined some good buttons then, I think.
You're the one that called me to come over. Yeah. I did.
Oh, you wanted a date, not, a sex.
None for me. Thanks. Sorry. Should have asked. The food will be ready.
It's a bit presumptuous though, Mike.
A guy at the market told me that this.
I'm guessing the relationship so far has just been the sex
push,
thing.
So.
Maybe he doesn't want this.
Damn, you don't like fish.
It's just, I thought that we were clear about everything. I'm not looking for this.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't do this a lot.
I'm not looking to jump into
It's a meal, not a marriage proposal, TK. What? Did I just step into something, or?
Wait, are you serious right now?
Dude, you invited me over here after midnight. What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
You would presume it's for...
After both our shifts.
I feel for both of them. I get why he's upset because he wanted like a date and a conversation. I feel for him because A, he wasn't expecting that, so it kind of feels like he was ambushed, but also the whole marriage proposal comment. Ugh.
Hark! We need more pressure! Y'all hold on tight!
3.
4. Come in. 126. Do you copy?
126! Fall back!
5. Oh.
At least he did it, which is good.
I feel like the tiniest weight in the world just got lifted off my chest.
Oh my god. It's literally like someone just turned a light bulb on in the sky. my eyes.
Do you have any idea how proud I am of you? Screw it.
What have you got to lose by trying it? Other than $100. It's time to start your treatment. Good. Just look good in a cowboy. Just look good in a cowboy hat. I'll give him that for sure. Okay, that was my reaction to 911 Lone Star Season 1, Episode 2, YEE-HAW, and I'm still really enjoying it. Like, I'm still trying to get used to the characters' names. I don't think I've got any more names this episode than I did the last episode. I know Judd, Captain Strand, Carlos, I think it's Michelle, TK, and that's about it so far. Whilst I'm getting used to their storylines and how things are developing, I'm getting more stuck into what they're up to and what's going to come next. In terms of their names, not a chance right now. So where should we start first? Let's start with Liv Tyler's character. So if we finally had confirmation, at least if we did last episode, I missed it, but we got confirmation that her sister is missing. She went missing 3 years ago after being at this guy's house, so she was convinced that he killed her. However, we learned from the guy that she helped save the son's life that she left the house, they had an argument, she left and got picked up by someone in a blue pickup truck. So she had confirmation that she was alive when she left that property, and she's just never been seen since. They had a bit of an argument sounded like she was, in her eyes, like the better sister. I was a medic, she passed medical school. I did this, she did this better, or at a better level, or there was some sports thing in school, I think it was. She played at a higher level than me. So she always idolised the sister. They had an argument because the sister was with a boyfriend. I presume that's the guy from episode 1 that's in that house. And they had an argument because she said you could do better. That's the last conversation they ever had. She went missing. But now we know that she left the house alive and was in a truck somewhere. And she went to that witch to get to try a new method, to see if there's any more information. And the witch had to do the spell. So I'll be very curious to see next episode if, now that she's done the spell, will there be another lead that she's never had before? She'll find something about a blue pickup truck. There'll be something that comes to light in terms of where she went from the house. Now, I'm very excited to see whether she's alive or not. I feel like she is going to be. I feel like it's going to turn out that she's alive somewhere. She's gone missing. She either ran away, or she's been held captive, or maybe she ran away from all the responsibilities in her life and wanted to start afresh somewhere. Maybe the boy that the guy that was a boyfriend knows where she is and isn't telling anyone. Maybe she is around somewhere. I don't really know where it's going to go because we're only 2 episodes into a show that's been on for like 5 seasons. I presume it'll be developed pretty quickly. I feel like it's a storyline that's not going to be longer than 1 season, I think. I could be wrong, but that's just where it feels like right now. But I'm very excited to see where they go with it. We had Judd going to therapy to try and deal with his emotions over the beginning of the first episode, losing all his team. He really couldn't deal with it as much as it was a struggle for his wife. He just couldn't face those memories, those feelings, and I get that. I mean, I've never been through something that traumatic before. I've had bad things happen to me, don't get me wrong, but I've never been around a whole group of friends and work colleagues getting blown up. So I can only imagine how painful that is to try and live with. And obviously, the therapist said, if you feel like you basically dive into those emotions and those memories and deal with what you're feeling, you can move on from it. It's the people that avoid it that the emotions basically rule their lives. And that does ring true with some things that I've been through, obviously not to that level. And it was interesting to see him, the fact that he couldn't deal with it, but by the end of the episode, at least, they did the 5-second thing, which is basically like go back to where it was, like think of those memories for count of 5. And he did that with his wife next to him. He did it probably not in a safe space, but they should have done that in the therapist's office, just in case he had a bad reaction to it. They would know how to deal with that. But it's good that he's at least trying to deal with those emotions. And I like his relationship with Captain Strand. The fact that in the first episode, not that they were like enemies, but he saw Captain Strand as someone who's coming in, taking over this old place where I used to work, where my team is, and trying to get rid of them all, trying to change it from the place it used to be, get rid of all the stuff like this is not your place to be. Come from a new city, he's an outsider. But obviously, we saw throughout the episode that Captain Strand empathised with him, told him a deep dark secret about his cancer, put the pictures on the wall to memorialise the people that died, and through all that they got to work together to be what looks like they're really good friends. And I like their relationship and how they talk to each other when they're struggling, their emotions, how he took Captain Strand out to that place that was like his family's to ride on the horses to say, look, it's more important that you're alive for your son than it is about you losing your hair. Because that was a big ongoing thing with Captain Strand this episode, which was the procedures that he's going to go through, or have been presented to him about his cancer, will interfere. They won't make him lose his hair, but they'll interfere with the treatments that he does to keep his hair. Or at least he thinks that's what he said at the beginning. Like he believes that doing these injections, these drops that he puts on his head, are what has made him keep his head of hair the way it is, as good as it is. It's not confirmed, because a lot of these places that do these hair treatments, some of them are legit, I presume, I don't really know, but I imagine some of them prey on the fear of losing hair, and actually, it maybe keeps your hair healthy, but actually doesn't keep it growing. I've seen it quite a lot. There's like drops you can put on your hair. I've seen adverts for it, but I've read up on it, and it's like it's not necessarily confirmed that it actually works. It keeps the hair follicles you've got healthy and whatnot, so it maybe keeps you from losing it. But some of them like promote regrowth and put it on like hair spots where you're losing your hair and you'll be fine. I don't know how legit they are. There's probably some that work, some that don't. But I like the fact that he said that I believe that's what's keeping my hair, but you can't really confirm it. but ultimately he gets having nightmares about losing his hair and whatnot. And that's why I said I like that Judd came through and was like, you know, it's not that important that you keep your hair. Ultimately, you want to stay alive. You've got a son, you've got a work, you've got a family. Your hair isn't that important. We've proven that you look good in a cowboy hat, and shown a bit more of that Texas lifestyle, which is in certain parts of Texas, which is more about like nature, cowboys, horses, and the importance of that over this image you have of how you should look. Like, yeah, the bad dream didn't help that everyone was like, Chrome Dome, and the woman in the burning building didn't want to get saved by him because he was bald. But that's all his own mind working against him. Like, I know for a fact if I shaved my head completely, because I'm losing hair back here, if I shaved it completely, within days people will be used to it. You just get used to it. You have no choice. But I don't want to. Like, I'm scared of losing it. So I totally get his fear. I do. But I like that he's working through that. I'm still curious to find out when he tells his son. I feel like that's going to be soon, because I don't know how you can start going through treatment, which is going to have its own side effects, without them knowing. Now, speaking of that treatment, I've never heard about this before, so please tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I've never heard of treatment which is about containing cancer and just keeping it contained rather than attacking the cancer and getting rid of it. Now, I'm sure maybe like end-of-life care, in some places it can be like, right, you've got cancer, it's killing you, it's going to kill you, but let's try and just stop it getting any worse, just temporarily off. I don't know, I know that what I said doesn't make sense, but I know what I mean in my head. But I've never heard of, like, you've got early stages of cancer, we're not going to try and get rid of it, we're going to keep the cancer in your body, but keep it contained and from spreading and all that, so that you'll die of an old age. You'll still have cancer your whole life, but it's not going to go anywhere. I've never heard about that before. That doesn't mean it's not real, it probably is very real. But like I know, like I said, I had cancer years ago, I've talked about it briefly. Mine was so early stages, I only had radiotherapy, didn't have chemo. But my mum had chemo, she had stage 1 breast cancer. And I've never heard about, we're going to try and do treatment to contain it rather than get rid of it. Never heard about that. So I might read up on it later, actually, because that's really curious to me, because it's just something that I've never heard of before. But it's probably very valid and very genuine thing that people have. Yeah, that's really interesting. I also liked Carlos and TK storyline, how they had a very sexy scene where they were kissing and ripping each other's clothes off. I'm obviously having sex. And I like the fact that last scene when TK got called over to Carlos's house, like after midnight, in Carlos's eyes, it was, right, we've got this relationship, with this bond building, I want to kind of get to know him a bit better. I want to throw this dinner for him, make this food for him, after our shifts, which happened to be after midnight, which played into it, and then we'll talk and get to know each other. They might still have sex afterwards, that's fine. Obviously, Carlos went over after midnight, assuming it was for sex, because that was the last time they saw each other, was for that. And then was thrown by the fact that he wanted to sit down and have a meal, because maybe if that's something that they've never had before, like say you got someone in life that's like, how do I put this that's YouTube friendly, an F-buddy, someone that's just a friend with benefits, put it that way, or someone that you only see for that reason, if they try and change those dynamics, it can be a bit like, what do you want? I've seen it happen before where people sleep together a lot, but then one person likes the other person more emotionally, or they build this bond with them that the other person doesn't have, or they try and take it somewhere different. And it can be a shock, and we saw that with TK, he was like a bit confused by, it's later than midnight, like why do you invite me over if it was just for a meal? Obviously Carlos then said, well, yeah, our shifts finish late, I invite you over after work. So in his eyes, I get where he came from, but TK was taken aback by it. But then I kind of feel like Carlos should have asked first, like if their relationship has just been about sex, if you're going to change those terms, you should kind of ask that person if that's okay, because they might not want that. Now, I've been told multiple times there's a hot gay couple in Lone Star, so I presume looking at the way things are going, that's going to be these two, and they're going to develop into a romance, that's fine. But I feel like Carlos should have said, you know, do you want to come over after work for something to eat? I'll cook. So that TK knew what he was coming over for, because I think that's just the fairest way to do it, that's honest, respectful, and keeps those terms clear. But then, obviously, when Carlos... Sorry, the sun's really bright again. When Carlos said about, oh my god, it's not a proposal, that was obviously triggering for TK, understandably, because last time he proposed to somebody, they broke up with him and he took an overdose. So I totally understand why TK reacted the way he did. I would be taken back by it if I was in TK's position, like, because I wasn't expecting it to be a certain thing. I still feel like Carlos did nothing wrong, because he wasn't trying to hurt anybody, he was just trying to do a nice thing. But I also felt like he maybe should have been more communicative with TK to say, come on for a meal, not what we normally do, which is have sex on the sofa. But yeah, there were some really interesting calls that went out on as well this episode. I liked the mercury poison at the beginning because it was just a really creepy scene of these people who were just happily eating dinner at this meeting, and then the woman started digging the flesh out with a fork. She was getting it itchy, and she bashed her head against the pane of glass, broke it, and then jumped off the side. And then we saw it started to happen to other people, and just that image of all these people that were fine one minute, the next minute they're not well and itchy, and they all just start trying to jump off the side of a thing. It's really creepy. I need to read up on mercury poisoning because I knew it was bad, but I didn't realise it was like it made you suicidal almost, because it wasn't just this one woman that threw herself off the side. Literally, people were just walking towards the edge one after another, and they grabbed as many as they could, but there was only so many people that they could stop because there's only so many of them. But then there was more people at the meeting than there was fire people. So then people just started jumping, and it was horrible, really creepy to watch. I like the scene with the boy with the asthma. I thought it was good because we saw Liv Tyler, I think she called Michelle, save him. That was really sweet. But then there was the scene with the woman who was, I'm not a racist, they're starting fires everywhere. It was a little bit of smoke in the ground because they were cooking the steaks underground, which I don't know much about, but I've heard about it before. And obviously we found out that it was a family that's, not a white family. So she was like, they're always waving blacks around. And he was like, yeah, a pinata. Starting fires, we're cooking steak. And she was saying all this racist stuff. So then when she realised that she was getting arrested because she was being a nuisance caller, she's like, oh my heart, I'm having a heart attack. And she might need mouth to mouth. So all the white people said no, except for the one who was like, well, I'll do it, but I'm homosexual. And then we had, obviously, the Muslim character. She didn't want the Muslim character to do it. But then she said, I'll let the black guy do it. And he was like, well, just let you know, I'm trans. She's like, arrest me. It was funny because it was horrible. Like, people like that, I despise. And there's no place in my mind, in my world, for people like that. People that are racist and homophobic, transphobic. But that's just the world that I live in. I know to her it's perfectly normal, but I would just wish she would have had a heart attack and died, because there's just no room for hate in my world. So, yeah. But overall, episode 2, really enjoyed it. Still getting used to these characters, still don't know a lot of their names, but I like the dynamics, I like the diversity, I like how they're playing on it. And like I said, episode 1, I presumed the fact that it's a diverse group of characters in terms of like gender, identity and sexual orientation and race is going to play a part in the episodes, and it is doing. I like that. I'm intrigued to find out more about the girl who's gone missing. Is she alive or not? When's Captain Tran going to tell her son about the cancer? The developing romance between the two very sexy people, TK and Carlos. And yeah, there's some storylines that are slowly building up that I'm really getting into. Still not as hooked on as I was now on 1, but there's time. I'm getting there. Don't get me wrong, I am getting there. So I'm excited to see how we go moving forward. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry if this was a bit more quiet than my normal ones. Still getting used to my filming reactions again. And also, this is the first reaction I've ever filmed with somebody in the house. My boyfriend's upstairs in my bedroom, hiding away, reading a book while I do a reaction. So I'm probably a bit more like, I don't want to make too much noise. I'm just not used to filming with somebody else in the house. So I apologise if I'm quieter than normal. But yeah, I'm excited to be back recording this show. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. As always, my name is Scott. Hope you guys are well. Taking care of yourselves and staying safe. I'm excited to read your comments on this episode because you seem to really enjoy the first one, which was good. I'm excited to see what you think of episode 2 and the rest of season 1 of 911 Lone Star. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you all very soon for the next episode of 911 Lone Star, which will be episode 3. Bye, guys. Take care. Stay safe.